Last year, my brother and I toured western Montana in the cold and the rain. This year, we're headed to Utah to experience the sunshine and the Red Rocks. But first, we have to get there. Hello, beautiful people. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Zito, and this is my brother, Gary. We are in the middle of Eastern Oregon, and we are on our way to Southern Utah. I will be riding the 2022 Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports DCT that Honda has kindly let me borrow for the rest of my adventures of 2023, and brother.
And I will be riding my 2011 V-Strom 650.
It's very special. A huge thank you to Revzilla for sponsoring this series and making it possible. Revzilla is the #1 online resource for motorcycle gear, parts, and accessories, and we will have all of our kit listed down in the description for you to check out. We have a couple of new pieces of gear for this trip. We upgraded a little bit. #1, I have a new hat. I got it at the Portland Outdoor Store downtown. I'm very proud of it. And to go along with my new hat, I've come up with a solution for taking the hat on motorcycle trips. I have made myself a custom hat containment unit.
Hat containment unit. That's an apt description, actually.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it. And especially after last year's mishap of losing it to the wind, it is honked down. I have like a safety clip on the back. We went down the gorge yesterday at like 75 miles per hour with the gorge winds, and it did not go anywhere, so I'm going to call that field tested and approved.
Yes.
Yes. The more relevant upgrades is that I talked to Honda, and they gave me permission to put engine guards and saddlebag racks on the Twin, and I'm very excited about it. So I reached out to SW Motech, and they've helped me put engine guards, saddlebag racks, and the luggage rack on the Twin, and my life is complete now. I have had the bike. I get to ride the bike that I've always dreamed of owning. I have my dialed-in luggage system on my dream bike. I'm just like in heaven right now. My hat didn't fly away.
Your hat didn't fly away. You can pack all the things.
I can pack all the things.
I don't have to carry any of it.
It's magical. Also new for this trip is my brand new Scorpion EXO AT960 with a topographic print. The new 960 is the updated version of the AT950 modular helmet I've been wearing for the last few years. It's still modular, the vent system is updated, the front of the helmet also comes to a narrower point now, which makes it feel a little bit more aerodynamic, and the button for the drop-down sun visor has been moved to the chin bar. It also is now compatible with Scorpion's EXO comm system, which I love. For those who are going to ask me, it is still pretty much just as noisy as the old 950, maybe a little bit quieter. To be honest though, I didn't notice a huge difference because I wear earplugs. I think brother got some upgrades for this trip.
I did.
Yes.
I got a new sleeping pad from Xped,
yes,
which is awesome. It's much wider than the old one, so there's no rolling off each side.
Are you gonna tell them about your sleeping bag?
Oh yes, and the amazing sleeping bag, which is probably the best part because it's wearable and you can put your arms through it, which is the best part. Oh, and the feet, like it's open at the bottom, and I'm a very tall person, so I have a problem with sleeping bags. I also don't like being tucked in.
Yeah.
So being able to stick my feet at the bottom is awesome.
It's pretty funny. Anyway, we should probably get packed up and get headed on down the road. We're headed through southern Idaho today on our way to Utah. Eventually we'll get there.
Eventually.
Yep. Let's hit the road. Just the echoes of a generator and a rickety horse trailer in the background. No big deal. Well, brother, welcome to the overflow camping of Bruneau Dunes State Park. We paid $24 for a piece of dirt. But I'm less angry about it because there's water. And the pit toilet isn't that bad.
Isn't that bad.
Isn't that bad.
Qualifier.
And we have a picnic table. Editing Amanda popping in to let you know that we had to fix this picnic table because the bolt for the supports was missing when we sat down. But we fixed it. It's going to be hot in the morning because there's no shade.
Yeah. We could be waking up early.
Yeah.
Make sunrise.
We'll make sunrise. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to set up camp and probably make dinner in the dark again.
Yes.
For dinner, we tried out those beef bolognese from Right on Trek, which are actually made in Montana. No crazy preservatives, and salt was one of the last ingredients, so I was very impressed. 5 out of 5, would definitely eat again. Utah experienced a record-breaking winter. And when Gary and I got there, they were also experiencing a heat wave. As a result, a lot of areas in Utah were experiencing high water levels and a little bit of flooding. I thought that I had prepared by having 8 backup campsites along this canyon outside of Logan, and unfortunately a ton were closed to flooding and others were butted right up against the high water level, and we did not feel comfortable sleeping there. We were even foiled by one of my higher elevation options because the snow level stopped us before we even made it to the campground. As a result of all of these things, Gary and I decided to ride to Garden City and stay at the Lake KOA. It wasn't perfect, but it was a place to stay for the night. Goodbye, KOA of Bear Lake. You were quiet and you did the job, but you're still not my favorite. That's a $60 patch of grass there.
And an open canal.
And an open canal.
Apparently it's very dangerous.
It's a very dangerous canal. No showers, no trash. And our camp spot was level. There was, it's better than that $60 piece of dirt in Texas.
Right. There was grass.
There was grass. Yep, we're gonna leave now. We crossed into Utah and we went through a beautiful canyon.
It was gorgeous.
And all of the campsites that I had planned for backup, which was there was 8 campgrounds along that canyon, and half of them were flooded and closed. And the other half were feet away from the river.
Yeah.
Because the water level was so high. So we kind of ended up spending a lot of money at a KOA in Bear Lake.
It was okay. Might as well really have stayed in a random campground.
Yeah.
Although the only campground that we found that was habitable
It was so loud.
was very loud next to the road. Well, I think all of them would have been loud.
All of them
because they
would
were
have been loud.
all right next to the highway.
Yeah, they were all right next to the highway, and the river was moving so fast. The river was super loud.
Yeah.
So it's either camp feet away from a river that may or may not rise in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was my other concern.
Or with the highway noise and the river noise, or $60 KOA, essentially next to somebody's house.
Yeah, no, there was literally a house up on the hill.
Yeah. But that happened. It's done now.
Yeah.
We got to watch the cowboys hustle cows across the road. But we had a pretty chill travel day.
Yeah.
And we stopped at the cemetery and had our little break. Cemeteries are the best kind of parks, I think.
They're kind of nice.
Yeah, they're not super busy. I think that there should be way more picnic tables in cemeteries than there are. We made it to Wellington, Utah, and our next stop is going to be Moab. We're going to explore Canyonlands. I'm very excited. Slight tangent, but the hotel that I booked here in Wellington for us is the National 9. And turns out this is the hotel that I camped at back in 2016 after I went to motos in Moab. And it looks like this hotel has kind of embraced the fact that people needed a place to camp. So there's a full-on RV park next to the hotel now. So that's pretty funny.
You probably started that.
I probably did.
They're like, hey, that's a good idea.
Anyway, we will see you in the next episode of this trip. Do you have any other words, brother?
No. I have no words.
I have no words. Question from the end screen crew.
Have you ever witnessed a cattle drive?
In the middle of the road.
Yes.
With stop traffic. Yep. We'll see you guys later.